Economic systems are important to every country to decide how the economy conducts their resources and determine their motive toward the economy sector. Islamic economics is a system that derives from Sharia law with Al-Quran and As-Sunnah as the main sources, while capitalism economics is a system that is controlled by private sector instead of people. In this video, we are going to compare both Islamic and capitalist economic systems that cover aspects such as characteristic, taxation, and market. These are several characteristics of Islamic economy. First, Allah is the sustainer. All of Allah's creatures in the cosmos are provided with food and shelter. Allah is the one who created all methods and resources for humans to earn living. Allah has promised to feed, sustain, and nourish all living things, including humans. Second, God is the real owner of everything and man is the trustee. The heavens and the entire world belong to God who owns everything, yet He grants human authorization to use things that are related to their life on earth. Human beings, on the other hand, are the owner of everything they own according to capitalism. Next, the prohibition of interest. Interest is one of the main components of capitalistic system, but it has been prohibited in Islamic economic system. Besides, charging interest is main sin in Islam. Other than that, policy of moderation. Not only does Islam not have such a radical approach, but it also take the middle path and oppose extremists. According to Islam, the true extremists of action are harmful, and equilibrium between them is the ideal policy. Fifth, equity and not equality. According to Islam principle, wealth creation and distribution should be balanced, fair and reasonable, and the ownership should be legitimate and used for livelihood. Although the capitalist economy system claims that there is no equality among human beings in the possession of wealth. Last but not least, the characteristic of Islamic economy is ban on hoarding wealth. Islam has categorically prohibited the hoarding of for the purpose of profit and encourage people to distribute rich to all members of society.
Comparison between Islamic economics and capitalism. There are 6 different between Islamic economic and capitalism. First, right of ownership. One of the key differences between capitalism and Islamic economic is that unlike capitalism, private or individual ownership in Islam is not unlimited or unrestricted, and production is infrequently placed under private control. Next, economic freedom. In capitalism, every economic activities is allowed, including gambling and prostitution. But in Islam, every economic activities is also allowed as long as it follows the Sharia. Besides, for distribution of wealth, Islam believes in fair and equal distribution of income. However, capitalism does recognize a just and equitable allocation of wealth. To ensure the equitable distribution of wealth, Islam introduced zakat and sadaqah. Next, monopoly. According to Mason Salimi, monopoly was prohibited in Islamic economic system. Furthermore, in Islamic economic system, institution of interest is clearly prohibited as it was stated in Al-Quran, while capitalism view the institution of interest as part of making profit. Last but not least, exploitation. Exploitation is the criteria that Islamic economic system prohibited in all matters. From the point of view of capitalism, business or system may be exploited by the rich and rulers by using power and money.
Next is difference in taxation between Islamic economic and capitalism. In Islam, we call it as zakat. Zakat consists of many types, such as zakat fitrah, income zakat, and many more. We believe that zakat is symbolic to a purification of wealth, but the main purpose of zakat is to help those who are unprivileged and in need. Same like Islamic economy, capitalism has tax as well. There are also plenty of taxes, which includes income tax, progressive tax, and etc. Back in the days when world wars happened, the taxes were used to finance the war. But nowadays, most of the taxes are used for mobilizing citizen and institutional power. Lastly, the differences between Islamic economic and capitalism in stock market. In Islam, not all stocks are permissible, which includes loan and preferred stock. However, there is a stock that are permissible in Islam, which is common stock. Shariah urges people to know the nature of the stock and also encouraging using accurate method in order to avoid gharar and jahalah. Meanwhile, in capitalism, people usually skip some steps that are needed as it will benefit them in some ways. Some of them also use brokerage houses in order to have advantage on the stock prices.
For conclusion, Islamic economic system is an economic system that guided by Sharia, Aqidah and moral, as it already said in two main sources of Islam, which are Al-Quran and Hadi. As Muslim, we have to believe that Islamic economic system is the best economic system in this world.